I know how it feels like when your whole world turned upside down, when you feel like your life never gonna be the same again and nothing gonna change, when it's hard for you even get up from the bed and to make a simple meal. In this video, I'm gonna share my personal tips how to heal and move on after the relationship. We're gonna break down grief period, we're gonna break down healing, and we're gonna break down how to move forward. Hello guys, my name is Igor, and who don't know about this channel is all about self-development and self-development journey. If you like this video, please subscribe, leave a like, and let's get straight into it. Often in a relationship, we put in our partner in the center of the world, in the center of the universe, and we start to forgetting who we are, what we want, what we need, what our goals, what our priorities, our standards, our boundaries, and slowly by slowly we're becoming more empty, we are becoming more resentful, and we are becoming more depressed. We don't know why it's happening or what's happening, why we feel so empty, why we feel like something's wrong in our life. But often we're putting our self-worth to our partner, we are putting our identity to our partner, and we're losing our identity. We are having that validation from them, we have that approval from them, we have that comfort from them, and when the partner leaves, we're just not losing them, we're also losing the part of ourselves. And now our job, like when the partner is go away, to rebuild ourselves, to become that authentic version of ourselves, to build that fire, that authenticity, that kindness, that compassion, that amazing person that we were before. And when the partner will leave, there's gonna be a period of withdrawal. It's basically like we're going through the withdrawal of addiction because our brain associate that person for us with that happy hormone, that oxytocin, because we are hugged with that person, we cuddle with that person, with holding hands, kissing, we're just like touching each other, and brain associate all the happiness in our life with that partner. So when they move away, when they leave, our brain going through the period of addiction, withdrawal, and we feel so empty, we feel so hard, and we feel that pain is unbearable. I remember myself when I went through that withdrawal, I felt so hard because first of all, that person is left and I felt so empty. I felt that like void inside of me, that empty space that I cannot fulfill with anything, like with the food, with the movies, with other stuff. And I also understand that I don't need to like drink alcohol or something because it will just like numb that pain inside of me. And I felt like nothing's gonna help me. And there was a period of the nerve system regulation and your brain start to regulate by yourself. So you need to process that emotions, that pain. And sometimes that pain was so unbearable, I basically wake up in the morning, whole night I have dreams about my partner, and then whole day my brain trying to find some ways like how to memorize it through the food, through the smell, through the taste, through the places we went, and I always was keep remembering. And often the end of the relationship is a stepping stone for something bigger, something powerful. When you back to yourself, when you went that period of the withdrawal, you start to think more clearly, you see the things as it was before, but not from a perspective of addiction and a perspective of attachment issues. Basically, you're becoming best version of yourself, learning yourself again, you seeing the goals again, you seeing the life in a new perspective, and you understanding this push for you is the best way to go back to yourself and the best way to start to love again, to be more authentic, to not look validation from other people, but seek validation from yourself. And that pain guides you to seek inward, that love inward yourself, not seek that love outside of the world. Even when that breakup was hard for you and you're feeling this unbearable pain right now, but I want to reassure you that that relationship was not for nothing. Because in this relationship, you learn the priceless lessons about yourself, the patterns you have, about your fears and unmet needs. And this is a priceless lessons because when you see the life from the perspective of every time learning something from a relationship with a friendship, relationship with a partner, just obstacles that you have every day is basically teaching you something. And when you shift that mindset and seeing that mindset like, what did I learn from this? Your life becoming more easier and your life becoming more better and more fun because you're seeing this life like a game. And when that person leave you, you're not just healing from that person, you are also learning yourself again and you becoming that person you always meant to be. When you're going through the period of grief, you need to accept that healing is not a linear, it's a journey. Healing is like peeling out the layers. You basically one day gonna be okay, then after like 3-4 days you again gonna be worse. Things go back and forward every time. Sometimes I was thinking like there was already 2 months after the breakup and I feel like 2-3 days I feel like amazing, everything's working out for me, everything's great, and then boom, like after a few days I'm again starting feeling the same way like I felt in the first, second or third day after the breakup relationship. And every time when you go to some cafes, you go to some restaurants, you walk in the same places you were with your partner, you celebrate celebrating holidays, you eating the food that you eat before with a partner, doing some things that you did with your partner before always will pop up with the emotions and pop up with that like memories, and you will start to grieve, you start to feel those emotions. It's okay to feel emotions, it's okay to feel grief, it's okay to feel pain, it's okay to feel angriness. When you're releasing those emotions, you're healing, your nervous system regulating. More you process that emotions, more you cry out, more you feel those emotions, more faster you will heal. One of the things I want to recommend for you guys, that don't push yourself how long you can heal. I know it's gonna be annoying sometimes because I felt like that, and I know that like I felt before I was so good on my routine every day, doing the things that I need to do for myself, achieving the goals and things like that. And when that breakup hit 3 months, sometimes I cannot get up from a bed for like 3-4 hours. I just felt so annoying. My mind understanding that like I need to do the things, but body was not listening to me. Sometimes it was hard for me to cook a meal. I want to go to gym and I just like get up and I realize I cannot do. Like I felt so much pain in my mind and feel my body like don't have any more energy. When I go to gym, next day I wake up, I even feel more worse because that nervous system regulation. So don't push yourself, be compassionate to yourself. One of the things that you learn through the journey of heartbreak is you need to be compassionate to yourself. And this is a lifestyle. You don't need to push yourself. When you look social media and people say you need to do this, you need to be on time, of like every second of the life you need to count and stuff like that. But this is actually not healthy for you. If you feel like you cannot do this, you release those emotions, you be compassionate to yourself, be a friend to yourself. How would you talk to your friend when they go through the breakup? You will not push them, you will not make them feel more harder, you will be there for them. So be there for yourself, be as a friend for yourself, take care of yourself. Small simple step, even a walk in a park or just walk outside of the street, little journaling for 5-10 minutes, gonna be much better for you than you just push yourself. And when you're already in that survival mode and you're feeling like your nervous system affecting you so much and you're still pushing yourself more harder, that's not compassion and that's not the love to yourself. And when that relationship end up, one of the important things to not do is to not jump into the new relationship. I know it's gonna be tempting. I had that pattern for so many years, like, and a couple of the relationship I had before, I was like straight from one relationship, jump to another one so I can avoid the healing and I can avoid that pain. When you go to another relationship out of breakup, you feel like just the cycle is repeating. This is like repetitive compulsive behavior. You basically jump into another partner because it feels familiar to your brain. The cycle will repeat again and again. When you stop that and you realize that you need to heal yourself first, because when you're not healed by yourself and when you jump into unhealthy relationship, you're just making worse for yourself. Learn how to sit with your emotions by yourself. Learn how to be by yourself alone, especially for the people with the anxious attachment style and disorganized attachment style. In disorganized attachment style, people basically avoid their emotions. They don't know how to sit with their emotions. And anxious attachment style, they always searching somebody to put that happiness for them, to save them, because they always afraid to be alone, to be abandoned. Learn how to sit with your emotions by yourself every day, step by step. Just write in a journal, walk with yourself, not listen to music, just be with your thoughts. At first, it's gonna be uncomfortable. Eventually, it will become better and more comfortable to stay by yourself alone at home, to be by yourself, to do the things for yourself. When you're going through a period of grief, you need to make a decision for yourself. That decision that you delete the contact, you block your ex, you delete the messages with them, you delete the photos. If you cannot delete the photos, you just put them in a hard drive, but not to put them in your phone. Because more you checking your messages with them, checking their socials, you basically prolonging your healing. Every time you open that picture, every time you check in those messages, you put that hope inside your heart. And that hope is actually not helping you to heal. You every time open that emotional wound for yourself. I learned it from myself because I delete all messages, I delete all the things, and I delete the photos and videos. But one day I was in shopping mall and I saw my ex. When I saw her face, it was like already after 1 month or something when we separate. And I felt the same way like I felt first day when she said she doesn't love me anymore. Basically, I opened up the wound again and I felt the same horrible feeling, that shock that I have. And I realized I need to avoid see her outside on the streets or stuff like that. So it was like avoiding that places around her home because the shopping mall was around her home. And I just like for 3 months straight I didn't go there. And it helped me so much because it's already 4 months after the breakup. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't move fully away. Like, I didn't fully let go of her because sometimes the brain still associates, but now I'm fully aware of myself, and those incidents happen sometimes, and just like for seconds, delete the messages, delete the contacts, so you're not gonna call them or not gonna send messages, because it's very tempting. You realize that that person put the closure to you when they left you, when they turn around from you, that when they show you they not care about you, and they show you they don't need you in their life. That's a closure. And don't put yourself in that space of neediness, because neediness is a negative energy. The more you chase them, the more they will run from you. If they decided they want to move on, then that's fine. You cannot control other person. People come and go to our lives. When they come, they teach us a lesson. We'll learn something. Not everybody is supposed to be in your life forever. Everybody come for the reason in your life. You learn something. If you not learn that, the cycle keep repeating and repeating again. Another way how to process that grief is basically write the letter for them, but not to write the letter and send to them that letter. You don't need to do that. You basically open a journal and write it down, everything what you want to express to them. You can write that letter for 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Write that letter till you will feel like when you're writing it, you don't feel anything already. First letter, when you will write it down, you will feel so much emotions going out from you, that processing, that grief, that pain. Eventually, you will feel like you don't have any more emotions to them already. You feel like you just wrote it and it's okay. Do not send to them. If you feel like you really want to send to them, wait for like 3 months, and after those 3 months you will see you don't want to send that message for them. And don't push yourself so hard. For everybody, the period of healing and grief is different. Some people went through the breakup after 1 month, some people after half a year, some people after 1 year. More you using those tips that I share with you, then easier it's gonna be for you to go through that breakup, and you will not prolong it. More you exposing yourself for the pictures, more you exposing yourself for the messages, keep reading, keep imagining, keep fantasizing about them, more you checking those social media, more you will prolong your healing. But what you need to do right now is just focus on yourself. To process those emotions, you also can find some community. Sometimes your family members, your friends will not understand what you're going through because maybe they didn't go through these obstacles. So maybe sometimes they will not understand. I remember when I shared with my friend that I read in a book that actually the breakup is like an addiction, and he was not believing me because he was saying that's impossible because we're getting addiction to the physical things like substances, like alcohol, drugs, and food, and a lot of different things. And it's impossible to have addiction to the person. But in that period, I was reading those books, and reading books from the psychologists, the competent psychologists who know what they're talking about. And those people just don't understand me. Other friends was talking to me, go to find another girl because it's gonna help you. But if I put myself again in a toxic environment, I cannot heal. Remove yourself from that toxic environment. Remove yourself from the people who is negative around you, who don't understand you, because you cannot heal in a toxic environment. The partner was toxic and you always was in a survival mode. The parents or the family members or the friends who don't understand you, they are toxic in this way. Yeah, they're great in some different areas of your life, but when the things come for the like breakup and they didn't go through that breakup, they will not understand you. So find a community. Like, there's a lot of communities online. You can go to find a therapy. You also can just like go to Reddit. A lot of people on Reddit have the same issues as you. You're not alone in this. Everybody going through a breakup. When you see how people sharing that things, they can support you. You can support with them. You can chat with them, and you can process that emotion through like communication with the people who is going through the same thing. Value your own company. Go to the solo date. Go to watch movie by yourself. Go to the restaurant by yourself. Go to travel to different cities or different countries, whatever you can do. If you cannot do that, you can even like go to another side of your city. You can be by yourself alone and doing things for yourself. Be creative, maybe cook some new food for yourself. Just do the things for yourself, and eventually you will see that actually you can survive by yourself. Think about the things that you want to do before the relationship. Sometimes we had like goals, dreams, and things like that, but when we go inside of the relationship, we're forgetting about everything. We're forgetting about what do we want. Maybe somebody want to learn the new language skill. Maybe somebody want to do new business. And when you put that partner in the center of your whole world, you just forget about these things. When you was in that toxic relationship, you was constantly in that survival mode. Our nerve system is very good regulating with toxic environment, but we're not designed to be in a toxic relationship every day. So our nervous system build up that trauma, build up that tension, build that anxiety and stress. So when you regulate your nerve system, your body becoming more free, your trauma's going out, your emotions going out, and you feel so much better. You feel less that emptiness inside of you, less anxiety inside of you. So to regulate your nerve system, you can do different things. You can do a brief work. It's helping to regulate your nerve system and calming down your anxiety. You can do the simple walk outside, especially when you walk in some park on some nature and you put that phone aside and you just simply walk and stay in the present moment. You do not thinking about the past. You do not thinking about the future. You stay in the present, look at that nature, and you stay present in your nervous system regulating, and you feel that calmness, you feel then that peace. Another thing for the regulated nerve system is a cold exposure. You can wash your face with the cold water, or you can go to the cold shower. You need to just try step by step, little by little every day. You don't need to expose yourself with the cold water, like cold shower for 1, 2, 3 minutes. You just start for a few seconds every day. You can try like first day 5 seconds, next day like 10 seconds, and slowly build up, and it will regulate your nerve system. Also, one of the things is that you need to have a proper nutrition, proper food, and proper sleep. Because when you not sleep good, you wake up every day, you feel more tired, you feel more exhausted. Try to sleep earlier. You can wake up earlier or maybe later, but try to sleep every day at the same time, and try to sleep at least like 7-8 hours so you can have more energy for the next day. And during sleep period, your body is regulating those nerve system, is regulating those emotions. Build yourself a habit to journal every day. I was against journaling for some period of the time. I tried that a couple of years ago, and for me that was something like, you know, like romanticizing my life or something like that. But eventually I go back to that habit, and I realize actually journaling helps you to process your emotions. When you feel those emotions, you write it down, everything, you're analyzing everything, and those emotions go out from you. When you're journaling, you're also thinking clearly, because sometimes our emotions is messing up with the things that we want in our life. For example, if I understand that relationship is not good for me, but I have attachment to that partner, and that unhealthy attachment and that emotions stir up for me, and I basically cannot think clearly. But when you write it down the journal, you write it down slowly, you understand your thoughts, and you see from a perspective of the clear perspective. For example, I see, okay, that person is not good for me because why? Because this, and you're analyzing, and our emotions always blocking our judgment, because emotions is a very tricky thing. They can basically show you that those thoughts that you're thinking through that emotion is who you are, but actually we are not our feelings, we are not our thoughts. When you're journaling, you're basically seeing clearly what do you want from your life. You're seeing clearly, and you can analyze these things. More you are journaling, more you're becoming self-aware. Self-awareness helping us with processing everything in our life and see more clearly. Second part is healing process. When you're going through the healing process, you're isolating yourself from the people, from the toxic people that surrounded you. When you're going back to yourself, you're creating that safe space, that safe environment around yourself. One of the things that can help you is basically create the safe corner around at your home, when you can simply sit with a journal and reflect about the things that you're doing in your life, or the relationship, why those relationship was not working for you, what the things was holding you back in that relationship. When you stay in that solitude, is not about isolating fully yourself from the people around you. Better is not to search that new relationship. Heal yourself first. Be the best version of yourself. Healing is the best thing that you can do for the world. You healing yourself. You creating the best life for yourself, and then you putting and surrounding the people around you, the people who will respect you, who will love you and take care of you. More you're going through that healing process, you will realize that some people going from your life, those friends that that was not serving you, those people was not serving you. More you getting self-aware, you will see that some people actually disrespecting you pretty often. Some people is actually doesn't care about you. Some people actually insecure and they thinking that you are better than them and they are like reflecting on you in a negative way. Learn how to set boundaries. Boundaries is not pushing people away. Boundaries is not to punish other people. Boundaries is basically protecting your mental health. You're protecting your mental health and you're protecting your inner peace. Also, you're showing to the people that you don't want to be disrespected again. More you're setting boundaries, more you prioritize yourself, more you love yourself, care about yourself, and respecting yourself. More you setting boundaries, more you show yourself that you're important and you are the first priority. And also when you're setting up boundaries, some people who is really care about you and love you and respect you, they will be with you. And people who is unfold, that's basically rejection, is redirection for the things that meant for you. If people go from your life, that's supposed to be like that. You learn something from it. You learn, for example, that you need to set up boundaries and you saw that people was disrespecting you. So you learn more from them and they go and better people come to your life. When you're in a healing process, you define for yourself what is the best partner that you want for yourself. Write down the list with the things that you want in a partner, basically visual character you want to have, like for example, which type of girl you want, which country girl you want, which character you want in that person, values that person have, is it honesty, is it kindness, is it respect, and set these standards for yourself. Every time the person pop up in your life and when you see that that person not aligned with your standards, you move away because you understand that, okay, if that person not aligned with your standards, that person is not good for you. I understand we all not perfect. Like everybody have their own flaws, but more you reject people that don't have the same standards, you will attract the person for your life that will love you, will respect you, taking care of you the way actually you want to be loved. We as a human being like to chase other people. If that person rejecting you, you keep chasing that person from a place of neediness, not from the place that you want that person. And if that person don't want you, then that's fine, that's okay, but you becoming more needy and you chasing that another person. You cannot force other people to love you, to like you, taking care of you. And if that person running away from you, then just let her be, let her go. Then another person will love you with the character that you have. You don't need to chase love. You don't need to win love. You already worthy of love as you are. You will attract love. Have a deal breakers, like look at the person, for example. That can be different type of things. That can be maybe person is addicted, maybe that person smoking, maybe that person drinking, maybe that person is dishonest. Set yourself a standards and also see the deal breakers that you don't want in your life. Also, there can be core values about, for example, a children. Maybe that person don't want to have children, you want to have children. Maybe their friendship circle is negative and actually is affecting you because you are who you're surrounded with. But imagine that you have a friend who is positive, but you have negative partner, and that negative partner affecting your mental health and also affecting your mindset. And if that person also have a negative friends, your partner is negative, you will eventually change and become a different person. So you need to be very tactical, you need to be very strategical, and you need to see who is aligned with your life. If that partner is aligned with the habits you want, or maybe you admire those habits that they have, or they actually like negative and they affecting you so much. So you be very careful about this kind of thing. To rebuild your self-worth and your self-esteem, you also do affirmations because it's helping to rewire your brain. And every time when you have some negative thoughts, you create that positive thoughts around there. Create the thought that I'm a lovable person, I'm worthy enough, I'm good enough, and change those thoughts because our thoughts is shaping our reality. When you change in those thoughts, especially after a breakup, when you feel negative, you're feeling like the life is over, that partner go from you and nobody gonna love you again, change your belief system and eventually you will become a new person, different person. You will love yourself more, you will take care about yourself more, you will start to prioritize yourself and understand that actually your life and your reality is important. Not other people is important. People is important, yeah, we need to love people, but at the same time, we're more careful about who we meet, we're more careful about the people we have around ourselves. We have just one lifetime. And it's important because we need to have that life in the joy. And the last step in the healing process is basically healing meditation. When you close your eyes and visualize the partner standing in front of you, imagine like there's a rope going, the rope with the lightning, like there's a color like orange color, like sunshine or something, basically connected to your heart and your partner heart. Visualize, talk to that partner what you want to talk, express everything what you have in your mind while you visualizing, and eventually let go. Imagine how that rope is eventually dissolving, disappearing, and you're not connected to that person again. You will feel like those emotions release from you. You will feel much more lighter after that. Our mind don't understand what is reality, and our mind seeing that we actually letting go that person from our life. For me personally, it's helped a lot because I try it. Actually, it's also helping with the inner child healing. You just visualizing that inner child, or you visualizing that partner, and eventually you talk with them and you release that emotions and you feel so much lighter before, and that trauma and that nerve system is healing and regulating. Third part is to choosing love from wholeness. Let go of the fantasies. Often we as a human being, when we see a new person, we fall in love in their potential, but not who they are as a person. We immediately see that relationship, the marriage, the kids, the things that you're gonna do with that person, but actually it's your first day with that person, and you fall in love in that potential, but not who they are as a person. See them clearly, look at that person as individual, listen to them, what their habits, what their hopes, what their dreams. If that person is aligned with you, and stop to editing that red flags. More you tolerate the red flags, more you're stepping into that toxic environment and toxic relationship again. Get to know them slowly. Do not attach to the person very fast. You still do the same thing that you do before. You focus on your life, focus to building yourself up, focus on your goals, your dreams, your hobbies, what you want to do in your life, and slowly, step by step, to get to know that person. Everybody can talk, everybody can speak what they're doing, but actually actions speak louder than their words. So eventually, when you know that person more, when you know that person better, you see is their thoughts and the action is aligned, or basically they're just talking who they are or what they want to do, but they actually not aligned with that things that they talking about themselves. And so you can really see if that person will suit you in your life or no. Choose the person from holiness, but not from the empty space. If you feel your heart is empty and you have that fear of being alone, and you're feeling that you're alone, and you're choosing the person again, then you again to put your self-worth on that person instead of search the relationship from a place of holiness. If you're choosing from the place of feeling alone, that you are bypassing your healing process again. Prioritize safe emotional relationship, and when you feel not authentic around that person, when you're afraid to express yourself around that person, that's not the love, because love not comes from anxiety, love comes from a peace. Look for the mutual respect, empathy, and communication. Relationships supposed to have communication, respect, and emotional growth. Two people need to grow together, but not one person growing and another person is stagnant. Two people need to work as a team. Look for the green flags in that partner. Look if that partner is kind, honest, respectful. Look if that person not just talking what they want to do with you in your life, but they are actually show that they love you. And it's not about their desire of you, but basically how they show up in the relationship. Because as I said before, actions speaking louder than words. And if that person inconsistent promises you something, but she not follow up with the action, is basically not healthy relationship. Be authentic version of yourself in that relationship. Do not tolerate disrespect. Do not tolerate the things that just to keep a peace in that relationship. When you have something on your mind, speak it out. When the partner disrespects you, you speak it out, but not from a perspective of anger, not from the perspective of yelling at your partner, stuff like that. You just simply talk to them like, I feel like you disrespected me because you said I'm too sensitive, I'm too emotional. If a partner will understand that and keep improving in a relationship, but not saying defensively, like saying, oh, you're thinking too much, you overthinking or stuff like that, they're basically manipulating you and they're defending themselves, but they're not actually addressing the situation and what's happening in your life. Your needs and your emotions are important in a relationship. If you suppressing your emotions, if you tolerate just the things to keep a peace in your relationship, that relationship not gonna last forever. Keep the friendship around yourself, build the business, build that life that you want. The relationship's supposed to be a part of your life, but not supposed supposed to be the whole life. If you feel that partner is not suitable for you, then again, look at your red flags and look at your standards and search for the person that will fit your life, fit your lifestyle, your habits, what you admire about that person and what that person admire in you. Learn from each other, both grow and evolve, but not listen for the society expectation. Often I hear from the man like, don't be emotional, but when you actually suppressing your emotion, those relationships later will transmute to the anxiety, depression, resentment. You need to be vulnerable, because with the vulnerability you build in that relationship. Often when we're trying to find the relationship, we're looking at appearance, and first of the things that we look actually is about sex, actually how that person is fulfilling us in an intimacy relationship. We as a human being with the unhealthy attachment like disorganized attachment, anxious attachment, or avoidant attachment, we are fear of intimacy. We avoiding that intimacy, and first of the things is sex. First of the things that you need to do when you're trying to find a healthy relationship, you first need to know the person. If you feel that person is more aligned with you, if you feel that person is actually suitable for you, you build in that trust with that person. When you build that trust with that person, you get to know more that person get to know you more. And if you build that more trust with each other, then you become more vulnerable to each other. You open up to each other, because vulnerability is building trust, and vulnerability is basically making a connection in a relationship. It's not just relationship with a partner, it's also relationship with a friend. When you're sharing your pain, when you're sharing your struggles in your life, the friend also open to share the struggles, the pain, and you become more close to each other as a friend and supporting each other. That's actually what we're craving. We're craving that connection with a person. But when we have that unhealthy attachment issues that we need to heal and become secure in a relationship, then we're gonna have a healthy relationship. We need to understand in a relationship, we need to have respect to each other. When we're building that respect to each other, we are more connected with each other. We value each other emotions and needs. At the same time, we need to understand when we need to create space from each other. Sometimes when we have argument and we don't need to be more emotional, we need to create space for the reflection, understanding why it's happened, how we can go through. And then when we're vulnerable for each other and authentic with each other, when we open up ourselves, not at that strong picture like on a social media that we are unstoppable, that we are self-disciplined, but open up our flaws, open up our pain points, pain problems. We're becoming more closer in the relationship. There is no partner that will save you. And when you have emotional triggers and emotional pain, first of the things, you not run to your partner to support you or stuff like that. You reflect on yourself first, why you have that trigger, why you have that pain point. Do not be fully codependent on another person, because when you become codependent, you again building that unhealthy relationship. As a person, as a human being, your partner not responsible for your emotional triggers. Yeah, they can support you, they can be with you there, but you're responsible for yourself for that emotional triggers and emotional pain that you have, because that pain can come from unhealed trauma, from insecurities, and you're responsible for heal that traumas and that insecurities, but not your partner. With that being said, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope this video will help you. And if you like this video, please subscribe, and see you in the next time.